Good morning to all. Children, are you ready for English class? Today we are going to see the topic The Last Leaf, written by O. Henry. This is the author O. Henry's picture. Now let's see about the author introduction. O. Henry original name is William Sidney Porter. He was born on 11th September 1862 in United States. He was an American short story writer. His stories are known for their surprise endings. He died on June 1910 in America. Now let's move into the lesson. It is autumn, the wind is blowing hard, and it is raining heavily. All the leaves on an ivy creeper have fallen, except one. Why doesn't the last leaf fall? It is autumn season, so the leaves are falling down from the trees. The wind is blowing hard, and it is raining heavily. All the leaves on an ivy creeper have fallen down, but except one leaf. Why doesn't the last leaf fall down? Let's read the story and find out. Hugh and Johnsy, two young artists, shared a small flat. The flat was on the third story of an old house. Johnsy fell very seriously ill in November. She had pneumonia. She would lie in her bed without moving, just gazing out of the window. Hugh, her friend, became very worried. She sent for the doctor. Although he came every day, there was no change in Johnsy's condition. Sue and Johnsy are painters. They share a small flat together. The flat is on the third floor of an old house. Johnsy feels very seriously ill in November month. She has pneumonia. Pneumonia is a disease that affects lungs. She will lie in the bed without moving, just looking out of the window. Her friend Hugh becomes worried about her condition and sends for the doctor. The doctor comes and examines Johnsy every day, but there is no improvement in her condition. One day the doctor took Hugh aside and asked her, "Is anything worrying Johnsy?" "No," replied Hugh. "But why do you ask?" The doctor said, "Johnsy, it seems, has made up her mind that she is not going to get well. If she doesn't want to live, medicines will not help her." One day, the doctor calls Hugh and asks her, "Is anything worrying Johnsy?" Hugh replies, "No, doctor." Hugh asks the doctor, "Sir, doctor, why you ask like this?" The doctor replies, "Johnsy has made up her mind that she is not going to get well. If she doesn't want to live, medicines will not help her." Hugh tried her best to make Johnsy take an interest in things around her. She talked about clothes and medicines, but Johnsy did not respond. Johnsy continued to lie still on her bed. Hugh brought her drawing board into Johnsy's room and started painting. To take Johnsy's mind off her illness, she whistled while working. Hugh tries her best to make Johnsy have interest over things around her. Hugh talks to Johnsy about clothes and fashions, but Johnsy is not responding for anything. Johnsy continues to lie on her bed. Hugh brings her drawing board into Johnsy's room and starts painting. To take Johnsy out of her illness, Hugh whistles while working.
My sweetheart.
I'm your sweetheart. I always was your sweetheart.
Yep.
I was your best lover. I don't know how many others you had, but I was the best.
Oh, I know. I love you. I love you.
She said she loves you, Daddy.
I love you too much.
Behave yourself, she said.
I'm always good.
says she loves you, Grandpa.
I love you. Okay. Okay.
This is your song. Behave yourself, she says.
Okay. You ought to know. So, a million or more time.
You'll never know
You,
just how much
I love you.
you'll never
You never know
just how
just how much
I
I care. And if I try,
I
I still couldn't hide
my love.
my love for you.
Yeah.
You ought to know,
For
or haven't I told you so? A million or
Be
more
sweet. He is
times.
sweet.
went away
You went away in my heart,
when
and with you.
he likes.
Yes, he does.
I
What'd you say?
He likes me.
Yeah, I like you.
If there
In some other way
to prove
to prove that I love you,
I
I swear I don't know how.
you'll
You
never
never know
if you
if
don't
you don't know now.
you'll never know
You never know
don't
if you don't know now. You're mine. You're mine.
Thank you, darling.
Suddenly, Shu heard Johnsy whisper something. Shu quickly rushed to the bed and heard Johnsy counting backwards. She was looking out of the window and was saying 12. After some time, she whispered 11, then 10, then 9, 8, 7. Sue anxiously looked out of the window. She saw an old ivy creeper climbing halfway up the brick wall opposite their window. In the strong wind outside, the creeper was shedding its leaves. Suddenly, Sue hears Johnsy speaking something in low voice. Sue quickly rushes to the bed and hears Johnsy counting backwards. Sue was looking out of the window and was saying 12, then 11, then 10, 9, 8. Shu also looks out of the window and sees an old ivy creeper climbing up the wall opposite the window. In the strong wind, the creeper is losing its leaves. What is it, dear? Shu asked. 6, whispered Johnsy. They are falling faster now. 3 days ago, there were almost 100 leaves. There are only 5 left now. It is autumn, said Shu, and the leaves will fall. When the last leaf falls, I will die, said Johnsy with finality. I have known this for the last 3 days. Shu asks Johnsy, what's this? Why you are counting numbers backwards? Johnsy replies to Shu, the leaves are falling down. 3 days before, there were nearly 100 leaves over the creeper, but today only 4 leaves are left. Shu replies, it is autumn season, so that the leaves are falling down. Johnsy tells, when the last leaf falls down, I will die. Oh, that is nonsense, replied Sue. What have old ivy leaves to do with your getting well? The doctor is confident that you will get better. Oh, what's this nonsense? Tells Shu. What have the old ivy creeper to do with your getting well? The doctor is confident that you will get well. Johnsy did not say anything. Shu went and brought her a bowl of soup. I don't want any soup, said Johnsy. I am not hungry. Now there are only 4 leaves left. I want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. Then I will sleep forever. Johnsy is not saying anything. Sue goes and brings her soup. Johnsy tells, I don't want soup because I am not hungry. There are only 4 leaves left. I want to see the last leaf falling down before it gets dark. Then I will sleep forever. That means when the last leaf falls down, I will die. Sue sat on Johnsy's bed, kissed her, and said, You are not going to die. I can't draw the curtain for I need the light. I want to finish the painting and get some money for us. Please, my dear friend. She begged Johnsy. Promise not to look out of the window while I paint. All right, said Johnsy. Finish your painting soon, for I want to see the last leaf fall. I am tired of waiting. I have to die. So let me go away peacefully like one of those poor, tired leaves. Try to sleep, said Sue. Sue sits on Johnson's bed and kisses her and tells Johnsy, You are not going to die. At the same time, I cannot close the curtain because I need the light to drop painting. Then only we can get some money for us. Please, my dear Johnsy, don't look out of the window when I am doing painting work. Johnsy tells, okay, you do painting work, but complete it soon because I want to see the last leaf falling down. When it falls down, I will die because he is tired of waiting for dying. Sue tells to Johnsy, try to sleep. Try to sleep, said Sue. I have to paint an old miner. I will call Beckerman up to be my model. Sue rushed down. Beckerman lived on the ground floor. He was a 60-year-old painter. His lifelong dream was to paint a masterpiece, but that had remained a dream. Sue poured out her worries to Beckerman. She told him how Johnsy was convinced that she would die when the last leaf fell. Sue has to paint an old miner so that she wants to have Beckerman as her model. Beckerman is a 60-year-old painter. He lives on the ground floor. His lifelong dream is to paint a masterpiece, but that remains a dream for him. Sue tells all her worries to Beckerman about Johnsy, how Johnsy is convinced that she will die when the last leaf falls. Is she stupid? Asked Beckerman. How can she be so foolish? She is running a high temperature, complained Sue. She refuses to eat or drink, and that worries me a lot. Beckerman asked Sue, Is Johnsy stupid? How can she be so foolish like this? Johnsy is also running a high temperature. Johnsy refuses to eat and drink. That worries Sue a lot. I will come with you and see Johnsy, Beckerman said. They tiptoed into the room. Johnsy was sleeping. Sue drew the curtain together and they went to the next room. She peeped out through the window. There was only one leaf on the creeper. It was raining heavily and an icy cold wind was blowing. It seemed as if the leaf would fall any minute now. Beckerman did not say a word. He went back to his room. Beckerman tells to Sue, I will come with you to Johnsy's room. Beckerman and Sue go to Johnsy's room. Johnsy is sleeping, so Sue draws the curtain together, and Sue and Beckerman goes to the next room. Sue looks through a hole and sees a leaf over the creeper. It rains heavily. It seems the leaf will fall down at any minute. Beckerman doesn't tell a word. He goes back to his room. Jansi woke up next morning. In a feeble voice, she asked Shu to draw the curtain. Shu was nervous. She drew back the curtains very reluctantly. Oh, Shu! Exclaimed as he looked at the vine creeper. Look, there is still one leaf on the creeper. It looks quite green and healthy. In spite of the storm and fire winds, it did not fall. I heard the wind last night, said Johnsy. I thought it would have fallen. It will surely fall today. Then I will die. You won't die, said Shu energetically. You have to live for your friends. What would happen to me if you die? Johnsy smiled weakly and closed her eyes. After every hour or so, she would look out of the window and find the leaf still there. It seemed to be clinging to the creeper. The next morning, Johnsy wakes up from the bed. In a weak voice, she tells Shu to open the curtain. Shu is nervous to open the curtain because she thinks in yesterday's rain, the last leaf might have fallen down. But Shu draws the curtain. Surprisingly, she finds a leaf over the creeper. Shu tells, "Look at that! There is a leaf over the creeper. It rained cat and dog yesterday, but there is a leaf. That means the leaf is green and healthy." Sue tells, "I also heard the wind sound yesterday, but in today's rain it will fall down and I will die." Sue tells, "You will not die. Think about your friends. What would happen to me if you die?" Jansi smiles at Shu and closes her eyes. After every hour, she looks out of the window and sees the last leaf. The leaf is clinging over the creeper. In the evening, there was another storm, but the leaf did not fall. Johnsy lay for a long time looking at the leaf. Then she called out to Shoo, I have been a bad girl. You have looked after me so lovingly, and I have not cooperated with you. I have been depressed and gloomy. The last leaf has shown me how wicked I have been. I have realized that it is a sin to want to die. In the evening, there is a storm, but the leaf doesn't fall down. Johnsy lies over the bed by looking at the last leaf. Then Johnsy calls for Shoo. How I have been a bad girl. You look after me so lovingly, but I am not cooperating with you. I have been depressed and sad. The last leaf has shown me how bad I have been. Johnsy realizes her mistake and she thinks it is a sin to want to die. Shoo hugged Johnsy, then she gave her lots of hot soup and a mirror. Johnsy combed her hair and smiled brightly. In the afternoon, the doctor came. After examining his patient, he told Shoo, Johnsy now has the will to live. I am confident she is recovering soon. Now I must go downstairs and see Beggarman. He is also suffering from pneumonia, but I am afraid there is no hope for him. Shoo hugs Johnsy for having the will to live. Then she gives soup and comb her hair. Johnsy combs her hair and smiles brightly. In the afternoon, the doctor comes and checks the Johnsy. Now he gives the positive reply. Johnsy has the will to live. The doctor tells, I am confident she will recover soon. Now the doctor tells to Shoo, I go downstairs to see Beggarman because he is also suffering from pneumonia. But the doctor tells there is no hope for his recovery. The next morning, Shoo came and sat on Johnsy's bed. Taking Johnsy's hand into hers, she said, I have something to tell you. Beggarman died of pneumonia this morning. He was ill for only 2 days. The first day, janitor found him on his bed. His clothes and shoes were wet, and he was shivering. He had been out in that stormy night. The next morning, Shoo comes and sits on Johnsy's bed. Taking Johnsy's hand into her hands, I have something to tell you. Beggarman died of pneumonia this morning. The watchman found him on his bed on the first day. His clothes and shoes were wet. He was shivering. He had been out on the stormy night. Then they found a ladder and a lantern still lighted lying near his bed. There were also some brushes and green and yellow paints on the floor near the ladder. Johnsy dear, said Shoo, look out of the window. Look at that ivy leaf. Haven't you wondered why it doesn't flutter when the wind blows? That is Beggarman's masterpiece. He painted it that night the last leaf fell. Then Shoo and Johnsy finds a ladder and a lantern lighted lying near his bed. They also see there some brushes, green and yellow paints on the floor near the ladder. Shoo tells Johnsy dear, look out of the window. Look at the ivy leaf. Are not you wondered why the leaf is not moving? Because the last leaf fell down. The Beggarman painted the last leaf. This is his masterpiece. That's all. Now let's move into the summary. The Last Leaf, written by O. Henry. Shoo and Johnsy are painters. They share a small flat. The flat is on the 3rd floor of an old house. Johnsy feels very seriously ill in November month. She has pneumonia. She would lie in the bed and will be looking out of the window. Her friend Shoo worries for her condition and sends for a doctor. The doctor comes and examines her every day, but there is no improvement in her condition. One day the doctor asks Shoo, is there anything worrying Johnsy? Shoo replies, no doctor. Then Shoo asks the Doctor, why you are asking like this? The doctor replies, Jansi has made up her mind that she is not going to get well. If she doesn't want to live, the medicines will not help her. Shu tries her best to make Jansi have interest over things. She talks about clothes and fashions, but Jansi is not responding. Jansi continues to lie over the bed. Shu brings her drawing board into Jansi's room and starts painting. To take Jansi's mind out of her illness, Shu whistles while painting. Shu hears Jansi speaking something in low voice. She goes to her bedroom and hears Jansi counting backwards. She is looking out of the window and was saying 12, 11, 10, then 9, 8, like this. Shu also looks out of the window and sees an old ivy creeper climbing over out of opposite the wall. In the strong wind outside, the creeper is letting its leaves. Then Shu asks Jansi, "What is this?" Jansi replies, "There were nearly 100 leaves 3 days before, but now there are only 4 leaves left." Shu replies, "Well, it is autumn season, so that the leaves are falling down." Jansi tells, "When the last leaf falls down, I will die." Then Shu tells, "What is this nonsense? What have old ivy leaves to do with your getting well? The doctor is confident you will get well soon." But Jansi is not saying anything. Shu brings her soup. But Jansi tells, "I don't want soup because I am not hungry. Now there are only 4 leaves left. I want to see the last leaf falling down before it gets dark. Then I will sleep forever. Means I will die." Sue sits on Jansi's bed and kisses her. "You are not going to die." At the same time, I cannot draw the curtain because I need light to draw painting to get some money for us. My dear friend, please don't look out of the window until I complete my painting. Jansi tells, "Okay, but finish the painting soon because I want to see the last leaf falling down. Then I am tired of waiting for dying." Shu tells to Jansi, "Try to sleep." Shu has to paint an old miner. She wants to have Beggarman as her model. Beggarman is a 60-year-old painter. He is living on the ground floor. His lifelong dream is to paint a masterpiece, but it remains a dream for him. Shu goes and sees Beggarman, and she tells all her worries about Jansi. How she is convinced that she will die when the last leaf falls down. Beggarman asks Shu, "Is she mad? Is she stupid? How can she be so foolish like this?" Then Beggarman tells, "I come with you to her room." Both Beggarman and Shu goes to Jansi's room. She is sleeping. Shu draws the curtain and they go to the next room. Shu peeps through the window. There is only 1 leaf over the creeper. It rains heavily. The creeper will fall down at any minute. Beggarman doesn't tell a word. He goes back to his room. The next morning, Jansi wakes up and tells Shu to open the window because he wants to see whether the last leaf has fallen down. Now Shu is nervous because she thinks in the last day's storm the last leaf might have fallen, but surprisingly the last leaf is green and healthy. Now Shu tells, in spite of heavy rain, the last leaf hasn't fallen. That means you will also be alive. But Jansi tells, in today's rain, the last leaf will fall down and then I will die. Next, Shu tells, "Just think about me. What will happen if you die?" Jansi smiles and closes her eyes. After every hour, Jansi looks out of the window and finds the leaf still there. In the in the evening, there is another storm, but the leaf doesn't fall. Now Jansi is lying for a long time looking at the leaf. Then she calls out to Shu, "How bad I have been. You are taking care of me so lovingly, but I am not cooperating with you. I have been depressed and sad. The last leaf has severed me. How wicked I have been. I realize my mistake and it is a sin to want to die." Sue hugs Jansi. She gives her a lot of soup and a mirror. Jansi combs her hair and smiles brightly. In the afternoon, the doctor comes and examines Jansi. Now Jansi wants to leave. Definitely she will recover soon. After that, he tells as sad news that is Beggarman is also suffering from pneumonia, but there is a doubt to his recovery. The next morning, Shoes comes and sits on Jansi's bed. She tells, "I have something to tell you." That means the beggarman died of pneumonia this morning. He was ill for the 2 days. The first day, the watchman found him on his bed. His clothes and shoes were wet, and he was shivering. He had been out in that stormy night. Then they find a ladder and a lantern still lighted lying near his bed. There are some brushes and green and yellow paints on the floor near the ladder. Next, Shu tells, "Jansi dear, look out of the window. Look at that ivy leaf. Have you wondered why it doesn't move here and there?" Gosh, that means the last leaf fell down. The beggarman has painted this leaf. This is his masterpiece. That's all about the story. Now note down the homework. What is Jansi's illness? What illness Jansi has? What can cure her? The medicine or the willingness to live? What can cure Jansi, whether the medicine or the willingness to live? Write it. First, what illness Jansi has? Write it. Next, whether the medicine will cure her disease or the willingness to live? Write it. Do you think the feeling of depression Jansi has is common among youngsters? Do we all have the same depression like Jansi? If we have, write it. If we don't have, write it. Beggarman has a dream. What is it? Does it come true? Beggarman has a dream. What is the dream? Write it. And does it come true? Does he achieve his dream at last? Write it. What is Beggarman's masterpiece? What makes you say so? Beggarman's masterpiece is what? Write his masterpiece name. What makes you say so? What makes you to tell this is his masterpiece? Write it. That's all. Write your homework and send it to the number that I give below. Thank you.